Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. And in today's video, we'll be discussing the next film in my series Journey to Encanto. And today we'll be reviewing Pocahontas. Now this is one that my sister absolutely loves because she just loves the songs, she loves the characters, she just loves this movie. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we get started talking about Pocahontas, it's very important that we talk about the movies that came before Pocahontas, but came out after The Rescuers Down Under. And basically those films are going to be Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King. So, let's get started. Okay, so Beauty and the Beast, it's known just to be one of the best animated films of all time. The music is great, the animation is pretty stunning, the characters are all likable, and this love story is pretty great, and Gaston is pretty great. The songs are, like, everything about this film is pretty much just perfect. But I gotta say, this isn't one of the Disney films that I don't really rewatch often. It's just not one of those films that I want to rewatch it. My sister loves it, so that's a good thing. But overall, it's still one of my favorites, and I still love it, but it's not one that I go back and rewatch often. Okay, so I don't think Aladdin is as good as Beauty and the Beast. I mean, it's definitely right there next to it, but this is a film that I would definitely rewatch more. And the reason for that is because Robin Williams' Genie is just what makes the film so good, with his charismatic energy, the funniness, the little jokes in here. Just everything about his performance is perfect, and I love it. And this is probably one of his best performances since Miss Doubtfire. I just love his performance as the Genie. The songs are fantastic. A Whole New World. Me and my sister sing this all the time when we're on the car ride to Disney World. The characters are great. Jafar is so threatening when he finally gets power and turns to the big gigantic snake at the end. There's just a lot of classicness into it, and the trailers in the DVDs are pretty good. And I just love this movie. And it's just another Disney classic that will never be forgotten, and that's because of Robin Williams' Genie. Okay, what can I say about Lion King? I don't need to say anything because this is actually my third favorite my third favorite movie of all time, and the movies that are only in front of it are Endgame and Infinity War. That's how much I love Lion King. But what I loved about the film, of course it has great animation, great characters, great themes, great music, great score, great songs. Everything about the movie is great. But what also made me kind of really love it is really just the way they had different types of characters team up. Because you kind of see that in different movies and TV shows, especially what they do with the MCU. They make all these different team ups, which I of course really like. But with this movie, they teamed up these two characters, and I feel like they've done that for almost all the movies, where the main character has different sides of different groups, different sides of side characters, and towards the end of the movie, they team up to stop evil. And that's what I like about movies, is that they team up characters that you never really think would team up. And that's kind of what I'm thinking in real life. Like, you never thought you would see two of my best friends that would never interact with each other, actually interact, which is just so weird but at the same time cool. So I love that, and that's why it's also one of my favorite films of all time. But without all the reasons being said, I still love it. So now, let's get started talking about Pocahontas. So, I thought this was an enjoyable Disney animated movie. As it is the Renaissance, it's giving you what you're expecting. Because one of the things that the Renaissance movies have always done is they've always done familiar songs that you can sing to, fantastic animation throughout it, and some pretty interesting characters and some cool themes, and overall just rewatchability. Because I feel like that's what all these films have done. Even Little Mermaid and Rescuers Down Under, which to me, Little Mermaid doesn't feel like a Renaissance movie. It feels more like a Disney Dark Age movie or Bronze Era film. And then Rescuers Down Under doesn't feel like it's in this era. But Pocahontas feels like it's in this era because it's just so popular. But what I liked about it was some of the animation was pretty cool. The way the water was, I thought the way the water looked was pretty cool. It looked really real to me. But there was just also some beautiful shots, whether it's like the sun and towards the third act. My sister has LED lights. When that scene was happening with the red sun and stuff, she was changing the lights and it matched the color grading of it. Along the way, the movie just also has some pretty good songs. Probably my favorite one of the entire bunch is towards the end, where it kind of feels like that song at the end of Beauty and the Beast, and then Colors of the Wind with Pocahontas. I love that song so much. It's just re-singable. Some of the action I kind of liked with guns and stuff. And then also when you got to the third act, and also I gotta mention, because this is a movie that includes characters that have animal sidekicks. The animal sidekicks in here are pretty funny. The raccoon and the hummingbird and the little dog, they're all fun and they're all likable, and they all have little cute moments. So that's another plus. Also, I did kind of like the relationship between Pocahontas and John Smith. I thought it was a little bit cool. And then also when you got to the third act, it was intense because the people on Governor Radcliffe's side start to realize that the savages aren't actually savages, and they're actually good people, and they're not actually wanting to fight. They're just trying to protect their land, and they don't actually want to protect anything. They just want to protect their land and the white people to go away. And Governor Radcliffe is not having that. And it's like, I was getting so mad at him, and it's like you can feel the conflict going throughout it. And when he kills someone, and there was 2 deaths in here that was like, oh my gosh, it just got intense, and the movie just is now on the edge of my seat now. And that's really all I gotta say about the good. Now let's move on to the bad. Now, when we got to the bad, this movie just does so much stuff very weirdly. The first thing is that they try to introduce us to this world with these white people and these savages, and they don't really do much with that storyline. They try to make it seem like they've already established it, and they haven't. And I just don't like when they did that, the way they did that. And then also, like, the movie, the way the story was, like, they kept referencing to Pocahontas' mother, like, she is still with us. Like the lines just feel so cheesy and just feel so weird and out of place. And overall, just the way the story was organized, I just did not like the way the story was organized. I don't know what else to say, is that they try to make it seem like we know who these characters are and know how these people work, and they don't really explore that all that much. And when you're doing a film that is 1 hour and 26 minutes, that's not enough time to tell a story like this. Especially how it's kind of, real life based, since Pocahontas was a real person. And so I thought this movie was enjoyable, but I don't think it was the best film of Disney. So I would say it's a little bit mixed for me, but I still kind of enjoyed the movie. So that's my review for Pocahontas. Before I give my final score, be sure to tell me down below, what were your thoughts on Pocahontas? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Or right in between? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. With that said, let's get all my scores now. Alright, so we have one more thing to do before we end this video, and also that's it for my scores. But we have one more thing to do before we end this video, and that's to see where's Pocahontas rank in my Disney animation videos ranking up to Pocahontas. So let's get to it. Alright, so that's it for my scores. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is Rowan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my back section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as my Instagram, Marvel_6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.